Hello friends, let's go through a video in the figures practicing video series. I planned this series to help people in gaining confidence in adding convincing figures in their artworks. Let's go through the video. In this video, I'm trying to construct a figure who is probably leaning forward and maybe riding a bicycle. And I'm trying to pay attention to the forms and the perspective so that finally we get a convincing action from him, right? So my idea is not to make the most beautiful person in the world, but the idea is to get it convincingly painted, right? So I'm looking for the major forms and their perspective, their angles, their relations. Okay, so this is a way of maybe you can say that it is a way of constructing the figures. We are imagining of various part of the body, various forms of the bike, and then we are trying to assume the perspective, how it would be seen from the back side. So I'm looking at the back view, and next to that I'm also trying to make a front view, which is almost a similar kind of a pose, but seen from the front side, right? So here the upper body is leaning forward, right, and the head is slightly below the shoulder. I mean, it is slightly coming down because of the forward leaning of the body, and I'm just trying to suggest the positions of the upper and lower hand, and holding the bike and the leg movement. It is not very precise because these practice are targeted for gaining confidence in making those tiny figures which we usually put in watercolor landscapes and streetscapes. So accuracy is not that a big concern, but making it convincing is, yes. So when it comes to the coloring, I am using cobalt turquoise to begin with for the apparel, and adding a little bit of a violetish blue. So I might have, I mixed violet and probably cobalt blue. So I'm a little bad when it comes to properly mentioning the colors, because I used to be little bit, I follow my instinct and just put the colors without thinking too much. I am primarily focusing on the tones rather than the precise color. And I deliberately make the color choices simple for these practices, and the color choices are very much similar across these videos. So that is just for the purpose of avoiding more and more complications, right? I'm making the lower body little dark, and for the darks I used burnt sienna and Payne's gray, or Payne's gray, I don't know how exactly it is spelled. And for the face I used a bit of red, scarlet, and a touch of orange on top, so that they somehow resembles the body color. And there are a lot of spreads happen on the yellow color, on the red color, so I am happy with those spreads that happened. And I'm using a very similar sort of a color scheme for the person moving away from us for the first figure, and it's starting with cobalt turquoise and then violetish blue. When I say violetish blue, I added a little bit of violet and maybe little cobalt blue, and I'm primarily focusing on the angle of the legs, upper and lower legs, so that he is reasonably convincing in that pedaling pose, right? This doesn't have to be accurate, just suggestion. That is what these tiny figures are for. And this is, you have to remember that this is not a proper standard figure drawing. It is just a suggestive way or an impressionistic way of doing these tiny figures. Right, I think we are pretty much done. And if you think this way of videos practicing is helpful to you and these videos are helping you, please consider subscribing to my channel, and also press the bell notification icon so that you get notified whenever I release my new videos. Right, and if you have any questions or comments or suggestion, please don't hesitate to put them into the comment box below. I will try my best to address your comments as early as possible. Right, now some shadows, some violetish gray color will do, and rather than the color, it should be the kind of angle. It should be consistent. Two figures should have a consistent shadow, some splashes, just to create some additional interest. I think that's it. We are done. Some white touch here and there, and I think that's it for this video. So thank you for watching this, and if you have any questions, as I suggested, please let me know in the comments, and please do practice, and I'll be happy if you can let me know how you felt, how you found this practice, how it impacted your figures. So we'll see you in the next figure drawing video soon, and until then, bye bye.